Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and I'm going to be showing off somebody else's solo variant for Star Wars, the deck building game. Again, I did not design this one, but I thought it was fun, so I wanted to show it off. This variant comes from Robert J. Azure Death. It's on BGG, that's where I found it. I'll link in the video description. And a disclaimer that Fantasy Flight sent me a copy of the game to use for a solo variant video. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also check out our separate streaming channel for even more content, listen to our weekly podcast, or join the conversation on our Discord. So again, this is the Star Wars deck building game, which is a two-player only competitive deck builder, but there are several solo variants on BGG, and Robert J. Azure Death's one is the one that looked the best to me. It had the highest rating from what I saw so far. But first, let's talk about how the game works apart from the solo play. So it's a fairly typical deck builder. Many of your cards are going to give you resources, this little square symbol here, and you can use those to buy cards from the Galaxy row. One of the differences for most deck builders is that there are cards that are keyed to your faction, like this X-Wing here with the red Rebel Alliance icon. There are cards that are keyed to the opposing faction, like this Star Destroyer with the blue Imperial icon. And then there are neutral cards like the Rhodian Gunslinger or the Z95 Headhunter. And you can only buy cards for the yellow cost here if they are within your faction or neutral. A lot of cards will also give you combat strength that will let you attack your opponent because you're trying to blow up 3 of your opponent's bases before they can blow up 3 of yours. That's how you win the game. And you start with a starter deck of 10 cards. You buy other cards, they go to your discard pile. I mean, this is deck building basics. If you haven't played a deck builder, it might not make sense, but for the rest of you, this is pretty easy stuff. So let's call out some of the more unique things. There's this force track. It starts all the way on the light side of the force, and certain cards, none of the starter ones have them. Except this Temple Guardian, it'll have like this little sort of, I don't know what that is, circular icon right here. And that means you'll move the force towards your side, so the dark side will move that way, the light side will move this way. Many cards will have effects if the force is on your half of the board. In the middle here, it's nobody's. And also, if you start your turn with it all the way on your side, you get a free resource. And again, the Rebel Alliance starts with it fully on their side at the start of the game. Other semi-unique things, you have these cards that are sideways called capital ships. You buy them the same way, but when they get played, they go in front of you. They're just like this really Hero Realms, Star Realms style where like they block things. All of them have to be destroyed before your base can be hurt at all, and they can hold damage from round to round, so it's not like an all or nothing thing. They can have some damage hanging out, and they can give you extra resources or extra attack every turn. They can have abilities just like other cards. There's also a card called Outer Rim Pilot that you can always buy. Again, a lot like Star Realms and Hero Realms if you played those. But there is one more pretty unique thing. I think this is the first game that's done this, and that is that on the opposite side of regular cards you can buy, not the capital ships, but units, you have a defensive value and you have a reward. And this is from what's called, I think, bounty hunting for the Imperials and I think sabotage or something for the Rebel. I forget what the thematic names for it is. But how it works is instead of attacking your opponent's capital ships and their base with your attack, you can blow up cards in the galaxy that belong to them, which gets rid of the card and it gets replaced immediately, so they won't be able to buy it, but also gets you an immediate bonus. Now, normally the cards in the Galaxy row would be rotated to face the player who could buy them, but I'm just trying to fit everything on camera best I can, so we're going to leave it like this for now. Now, let's quickly talk about Azure Death's variant. This is not at all the way I would have done it, but I think it works really well. Basically, you don't have an actual deck for them. The basic idea is instead of them drawing cards, they always have money that they generate every turn. These shuttles are kind of like permanent resources being generated for them. And then they have this idea of muster and play. So basically, cards can be face down or face up in the muster. The face up ones at the start of the turn are going to come down and give them money, give them attack. The face down ones will get flipped up, ready to come down the next turn. And any ones they buy will go face down. So you kind of have this sort of cycling mechanic where when they buy stuff, it gets a 1-turn cooldown. And a key thing is when they buy stuff, they use it once and then it gets exiled away forever. So they don't really have a deck. They just have constantly changing turns. Some turns will be huge, some turns will not. I've found in my plays of it that it tends to actually model what a player might do pretty well. And then additionally, they have this progress track that's ticking up. And this is going to come from resources they get from destroying your cards, resources they have left at the end of the turn because they couldn't buy stuff. And it'll give them some free force boosts. It'll unlock extra cards from their reserve here, extra cards from their original starting deck. And eventually, when it gets all the way over here, they'll get Darth Vader, or if it was the Rebel Alliance, Luke Skywalker, the 2 strongest cards in the game. And then they'll just keep hitting you with Darth, trying to destroy your base. And also talking about bases, for the player, when a base gets destroyed, they get to pick a new one and it has different powers. Here, as you'll see, when I destroy their bases, they kind of unlock powers based on the health value of the base itself. So those are kind of the basics. You'll see how the game works. It's not super complicated. Again, if you've played Star Realms, Hero Realms, or other basic deck builders, this should seem mostly familiar. But we're going to start with an enemy turn. Let's show you how that works. The Imperial player always starts. So first, at the beginning of the turn, you're going to do what I said. You're going to pull down all the cards from muster into play if they're face up, and then flip up all of their muster to be face up for next turn. And all you're caring about for cards generally is their attack value, their resource value, and their force value. So right now they just have these stormtroopers doing 2 attack. Okay, the next step is to gain resources. They check all their shuttles they've unlocked. That's always going to give them 3 resources, and you can make the game tougher by upping that value. And then they don't have any cards over here in their play area with resources, so all they have to spend this turn is 3. And they would also gain force if any of their played cards had those circular force icons like Darth Vader has here, which they don't. So now they go to purchase. So they got 3 resources to spend. And their AI is pretty simple here. First, they want to buy the capital ships, which are going to give them ongoing bonuses and defense, keep me from killing them. Here, they can't afford any. Next, they'll look for, and they don't care if it's neutral or on their side, by the way. Next, they'll look for the most expensive non-capital ship cards, which in this case, since all these are mine, is the Rodian Gunslinger. So they buy him for 2 resources. I guess they want to Greedo it up. He goes face down, so he's going to have like a turn of cooldown before he gets played. That was 2 resources. And then they go back and see if they can buy again for 1 resource. And every time a card is bought, it's immediately replaced. Oh gosh, there's Luke. He costs a lot. I don't know if I'll be able to get him anytime soon. So they actually can get the Z95 Headhunter for 1 resource. Which again gets flipped up, and that's all they can afford. Now, if they couldn't buy anything here, they will buy Outer Rim pilots, up to 2 of them for 2 money each. If they're left with 1 money, or they have 2 or more money, but they've already bought Outer Rim pilots and they don't have anything else, then they'll stop buying. So they ended up with 0 resources. That was the purchase step. Now they have the attack step. They're going to attack for 2 strength with their Stormtrooper. And first, they try to bounty hunt one of my cards if they can. So the X-Wings have 3 defense, Luke Skywalker has 8, so their 2 attack is insufficient to take out anybody that's currently there. But if they could, they would spend as much attack as needed to attack the 1 strongest card they could destroy. Although I should say they'll only do that if it gets them resources, which the X-Wings do, and or force, like any other special effects that they wouldn't pay attention to anyway, like, I don't know, drawing cards or buying them for free or that kind of stuff, they will ignore. Now, after they've done that, any remaining attack, which is 2, will attack my base. So they are doing 2 damage to Dantooine. This is always the starting Rebel outpost. It has 8 life and no special abilities, so that's about it. Then we go to the end of turn phase. So first of all, anything in their play area that is a starter card and or Darth Vader, so Stormtroopers, anything they've unlocked from here, they go back to their muster area face down to get used again in a few turns. Anything else that was in the play area, anything that came from the Galaxy row, is exiled, is gone from the game entirely. So they only get to use the cards they buy, like the Greedo, Rodian Gunslinger, and the Z95 Headhunter. They're only going to get to use those once, and they're gone forever. And then before they finish the turn, they're going to look at any resources they have left. In this case, there are 0. But again, like if they bought stuff and just couldn't spend all their money, or more commonly, if they bounty hunted somebody in the row, like my X-Wings, and got some resources, they might have them here. So if they had resources left, they would advance their progress that amount before clearing out the resources. But they always advance it at least once. Even though they have 0 resources left here, they still advance 1, which means next turn they'll gain 1 force as they march toward Darth Vader unlocking. So I know that next turn they're going to buy 3 money worth again and display Stormtrooper, and then the cards they bought will actually come in and do some stuff. So as you can see, pretty straightforward. Let's get to my turn. The first step of any player's turn is gaining 1 resource if the force is fully with them, which currently it is for me. I've got 4 aligned shuttles, each just worth 1 resource. So we can go and say I played those. And I've got a Temple Guardian. When I play them, I can gain 1 attack, 1 resource, or 1 force. Well, 1 attack is probably useless, and 1 force pretty much is too, so probably getting to 6 money would be good. And let's see. I can't afford Luke, unfortunately. The Hammerhead Corvette would get me 2 resources every turn until it got killed, and it has 4 defense or 4 life to take damage. And I could exile it to destroy one of their capital ships late game, like a Star Destroyer, although it would just discard it. I could also go heavy resources with this HWK 290. 4 resources would make it more likely I would get Luke. But right now the force is fully with me, and the X-Wing gives me 3 attack and lets me draw a card if the force is with me, which seems like a pretty awesome early boost. And also I don't want the enemy to kill them, because they're pretty easy to kill, and get a bunch of resources to allow them to level up to Darth Vader faster. So I'm just going to use the Temple Guardian to get a 6 resource. I'll spend 3 on the first X-Wing. Goes my discard pile, flip again. Oh, wait a second, there's a TIE Fighter. So let's actually switch up and have the Temple Guardian do 1 damage, because look, the TIE Fighter for 1 damage will get you 1 resource, so I'll blow him up and reveal a Snowspeeder, but I still have 3 because of killing the TIE Fighter, so I'll still get an X-Wing. The Snowspeeder lets you force the enemy to discard cards. And there's a Rebel Transport. Again, capital ships cannot be destroyed, but yeah, still very Rebel heavy in the cards that are around. That's all my resources. I'll go ahead and discard everything except capital ships are in play. And I'm drawing 5 cards. Some more money, and my 2 basic fighters, like the Stormtroopers, Rebel Troopers. So I'll have 4 attack to do next turn. All right, so there you go. That's how the game basically goes. Play, flip these up so we know Rodian, Z95, and the Stormtrooper coming next turn. Remember, all we care about is not their abilities, but just their values. They're going to attack for 6 next turn. Jeez. Not quite enough to kill Luke, though, which is what I'm really worried about. All right, and they're gaining resources, which is just 3. No one of these guys give them any. They don't gain any force, and they're going to purchase for 3. Oh, geez. Yeah, the only things that they can buy are these 2, because all the rest are mine. So they're actually going to buy an Outer Rim pilot for 2, and then they're going to stop. Outer Rim pilots give you 2 resources, and then you can exile them to gain 1 force. When the AI, the solo mode, throws these cards away, like they throw away all their non-starter cards, they do gain the 1 force for them. So that's an Outer Rim pilot for next turn, and they don't have anything to spend the 1 resource on. So now they go into attacking. They're doing 2 damage to me, and then in the end of turn, this guy's going to go back there since he's a starter card. Now this time they can attack somebody for 2 damage, but remember, they only look for things like Luke that give resources or force. Whereas destroying this would exile a card, and they don't care about that. So they're just going to keep on blasting Dantooine. And this time they do have 1 resource left, but that advances them the exact same amount as if they had 0 left. It's only if they have 2 or more that they really gain an advantage. That does give them an immediate force gain, which means sad for me, I am not going to get a free resource anymore. But I do get to play my cards. I've got 3 resources, 4 attack. There are no enemy cards I can attack. There's not too many great 3 resource options either. Yeah, 4 would have been awesome to get either of those, but oh well. All right, let's see. Between the Rebel Transport and the Snowspeeder. Snowspeeder has 2 attack, and again, makes the opponent discard cards, or in the solo mode's case, they just flip them face down. The Rebel Transport has 2 life, so it dies pretty quickly. But it lets you, once per turn, repair 2 damage from your base or gain 1 resource. It seems pretty good. Better, I think, than an Outer Rim pilot. So yeah, I'll buy this for 2. Oh, and there's an AT-AT, lovely, which has 6 defense, so too strong for me to defeat. And I have nothing to spend my 1 on. So I'll just deal all 4 of the damage I have to Lothal. Now, just like the player, you kind of get cool bonuses when you start getting later planets. You get to pick after they get destroyed. They will also, like I said, level up as you destroy them. So I don't necessarily want to destroy their base yet, but it's okay to get it damaged. And all right, let's shuffle and draw our new hand. All right, a bit of a mixed hand again. I got that first capital ship plus some money and attack. But going over here, we're pulling down their 6 attack and flipping over some money and attack for next turn. They'll finally get more money than their basic amount. Gaining 3 resources from the Imperial shuttles. No force. We're going to try to purchase for 3. And yeah, they can't afford the AT-AT, the Star Destroyer, or the HWK. So they're just going to get another Outer Rim pilot and be left with 1, which is totally fine by me. Okay, now they're going to attack for 6. And they'll only attack up to 1 thing, the highest value one that they can that'll give them a force or resources. Yeah, so the Snowspeeder they don't care about. They luckily are not strong enough to kill Luke. So they're just going to blast my base to heck. Any extra damage you do to a base doesn't matter because you don't have your next one until at the start of your next turn you pick. So I'm going to need to pick one for my options in a second. But they do keep this. So that's 1 out of their 3 to win the game. But actually, this is going to be great for me because one of my bases lets me get a card for free. I think Luke is coming in to show them what's what. Okay, that was attack. So again, anything that is not a starter card is exiled, gone from the game entirely. The Stormtrooper, though, comes back. And they have 1 resource left. So they're going to advance for no gain yet. All right, now it's my turn. The force is not with me. I will play out my Rebel Transport. Oh, that's right. I got to pick my planet. So yeah, I'm going to do... Where is it? It's like a 10-1. Yeah, it's the easiest for them to kill. Mon Cala. I guess that's where the Mon Calamari are from. So when you reveal Mon Cala, purchase a Rebel or neutral card from the Galaxy Row for free and add it straight to your hand. I forgot it went straight to my head. So yeah, I mean, again, he's the most expensive card in the game. I might as well get him, right? Okay, so Luke is mine. Ooh, there's a Scout Trooper I can destroy. Exile 1 card from your hand or discard pile when you do. That's cool. So to show Luke, he's got 2 force when you play him, 6 attack, and then if the force is with you, you can destroy a capital ship your opponent has in play. He just like jumps on a Death Star, not a Death Star, a Star Destroyer and blasts it. Okay, so in playing him, I'm getting 2 force. By the way like the game goes, you play cards first, and then you can have them attack later. You can like sort of tap them. I mean, they didn't call it tapping because Magic the Gathering, but you could tilt them a little bit to show that you're using their power. So it's pretty free form in terms of like how you use your cards and how you play them. You know, I'm actually not sure yet if I'm going to say that I've played these, because the Scout Trooper, if I do end up killing him, exiles 1 card from my hand or discard pile. So I might not, since I have no discard pile, I might not want to like play those or the Rebel Troopers yet. We'll see. Now, I could blow up their base, but again, if I blow up their base, I make them stronger. So do I want to do that? Ooh. If I defeat the AT-AT, which Luke could do by himself, that's very Empire Strikes Back of him, I can purchase a card of my faction for free, which sadly right now is just the Hammerhead Corvette, but still, that's pretty good. But I'd love to get rid of some cards and see if anything else comes out. So let's play my Rebel Trooper and have them attack for 2 to blow up the Scout Trooper, which will exile 1 card from my hand or discard pile. Flip up. Again, not a faction card. And yeah, I'm going to... I guess I could exile my Rebel Trooper. Do I have much attack yet, though? I want to be able to buy the Snowspeeder at least. So if I use 1 Alliance Shuttle and my Rebel Transport, I can get 2 money. Okay, so let's exile 1 of the Alliance Shuttles, which I'll say is still in my hand. Then I can use the power of the Rebel Transport to either repair 2 base damage from my base, which I don't need to do, or get 1 resource, and play my Alliance Shuttle. So that's like 2 resources. And I just want to give myself 1 more chance to get something really cool. So I'm going to buy the Snowspeeder. It's 2 attack, and my opponent discards a card from the hand when I play it. Darn it. Okay, Jabba's Sail Barge. Okay. And then I will use Luke and his 6 attack to destroy the AT-AT, which lets me purchase a card from the faction for free. Let me see. I got to check the rules if the spot fills in immediately and if I'll have another option potentially or not. Okay, it does say it's in my favor. I get to reveal the new card, and then I can receive the reward if I want to. Darn it. Okay. So the only one that's of my faction is the Hammerhead Corvette. I will get that. Buy it, I mean. Or not buy it, I get it for free. And, there's Jyn Erso. Probably would have rather had her, but it's okay. At least she's around to buy. So all I have left that hasn't done anything is my Rebel Trooper. I'll attack for 2, get their base a little bit weaker. It's now 2 from death and them leveling up. And that will be that. So the Rebel Transport stays in play, although very high chance they will destroy it in a second. Ooh, but this is going to be a pretty turn. Right now the Force is with me, so I'm going to get both my X-Wings giving me free draws. Love it. All right, so what are they doing? 2 money and 2 attack. Same thing in the next turn. So they gain resources. 3 plus 2 from the Outer Rim pilot. They have 5 this time. Okay, and no force yet. When they exile him at the end of the turn, they'll gain 1 force. Okay, they're going to purchase up to 5. So they can't afford the Star Destroyer. They always go for capital ships first. So the best one they can buy is this one with 4 more money. That'll help them later. So leaves them with 1 left. And that's a Y-Wing. That's mine. So they can't destroy that. Ooh, but this is actually going to matter because now they can attack that Y-Wing with their Stormtrooper. Remember, they want to destroy 1 card if they can, which is going to get them 1 resource, push them to 2. And that's not for spending. That's just for leveling up towards Darth Vader faster. Because, yeah, we get to the end of the turn. The Stormtrooper sticks around. The Outer Rim pilot is exiled, but gives them 1 force with his ability. And now the big one, they've got 2 resources left. So they're going to gain another force and unlock their Inquisitor, who's the same as my Temple Guardian. They can be one of any of the things, and they generally go for force as their first option if they're not already winning it. He goes into mustering face down for next turn. And yeah, I think that's about it. Although the next time they'll get another shuttle for more purchasing power every turn. Speaking of purchasing, I do not get a free one because they took the force from me again. Maybe I'll bring it back. But let's go and do the simple things. So my X-Wing, I'll play it. I'll use its power to draw a card, but not attacking yet. It's me another money. Do the same thing with the other X-Wing, draw a card. Okay. So that's how much? 4 plus 1 more if I use the Rebel Transport for that. So that's 5 or 6 with the Temple Guardian. Oh, right now I have a lot of attack and nothing to attack with. So I can't afford Jabba's Sail Barge. Jyn Erso or the Blockade Runner are the next most expensive things. Blockade Runner is a free attack and resource every turn while it stays alive. Jyn is 4 attack. Look at your opponent's hand, and if the force is with you, place 1 card from their hand on top of their deck, which is amazing. I just get to pick one of their cards and turn it face down. I really love to get her. So what the hey, let's say they were actually using, I guess, 3 of these in the Rebel Transport to get 4 money. And I'll buy Jyn with that, see if something Imperial comes out. No, another one of mine. Do a spy. So your opponent must choose. Either they discard 1 card from their hand or you gain 1 force. And they give me 2 money. It's not one that they want to destroy, by the way, so no like danger in keeping it out there. So I could get 2 more money with the Temple Guardian and the Alliance Shuttle. Because I'm hoping, again, to maybe like not destroy their base and have something to shoot with the X-Wings. So sure, even though it's not putting me to the top of the force, I'm going to buy the Duro Spy. Darn it. Okay, so nothing I can shoot with my X-Wings. Which means even though it's overkill and it levels them up, I'm going to go ahead and blast Lothal, their first planet. And we'll see what they have coming up next on their turn. But for me, my Rebel Transport is somehow still alive. That's certainly not going to last anymore. Let's see for next turn. Oh, pretty good money with the Duro Spy there. We'll see how that goes. All right, what we got here? Just Outer Rim Pilot and a Stormtrooper. But next turn, a ton of money and their guy that can give them force. Oh, and we should see their new planet. So we flip it up, and instead of paying attention to the text box here, we just look at the life value, which is 14. Move it up a little bit, and there's different entries for each life amount. So the 14 here says, gain a shuttle, which means now they're getting 4 money this turn and every future turn, 4 resources. And if force is all the way on the enemy side, discard all rebel cards from the galaxy row. Otherwise, the enemy gains 4 force. Whoa, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's almost all the way on their side. That's okay. Hopefully we'll get Luke and some stuff to bring it back soon. Okay, and that's it for the start of their turn. So now they're getting 6 resources. 2 from the Outer Rim Pilot, 4 now from Imperial Shuttles, and soon to be 5 every turn. No more force, although they're about to get 1 from him. They're going to purchase 6. Not quite enough for the Star Destroyer. They do prefer capital ships, so they'll go for the Blockade Runner. That's 4 for them. Ooh, Boba Fett. And they have 2 more. Oh, they're going to get the Keldor Mystic for a ton more force. Suddenly they're going to be really pressuring me with the force, aren't they? All right. Okay, so that got them down to 0. They have 2 attack and nothing in the galaxy row, so sadly they're going to blow up my Rebel Transport with its 2 life. But hey, that means I take no damage to my planet yet. All right, they're going to exile this guy, so they're all the way with the force now. And the Stormtrooper's going up with the muster pile. Alrighty, I don't love how the force has suddenly shifted. So, let's see. I'll use the Duro Spy's ability, so that gets me 2 resources. And they have to choose to discard a card or gain a force, or let me gain a force, I should say. And the rules say the only way they'll discard is if they already have full force, which they do. So they really want to keep their bonus here. So they're going to discard. They always go for the lowest value card and then the one with less attack. So the Inquisitor would have 1 attack technically. So he's just basically delayed for a turn. It's not like some huge, amazing power to discard. All right, but sadly for them, I'm going to play my Temple Guardian and get a force anyway, so they don't get the free money. And then I got 5 more money. Or sorry, 3 more for 5 total. Ooh, a Boba Fett. I mean, yeah, I gotta get him, right? Oh, wait, crud, he only works for the Empire. Never mind. So, the Quarren Mercenary is actually pretty solid. When you purchase him, exile 1 card from your hand or discard pile, and up to 2 cards of the Force is with you. But right now, number 1, the Force is not with me. And number 2, I don't have anything in my discard pile. So I think I might go for Lobot. He's neutral, and when I play him, he's kind of like a better Inquisitor or Temple Guardian. He has 2 of each. 2 Force especially is going to be good with them kind of hammering with the Force. So, okay, I'll spend 3 to get him. He's with 2 left. Oh, man, now Chewbacca comes out. It's fine. I'll spend 2 to get an Outer Rim Pilot, planning to use them and exile them just like the enemy does. And not the most exciting turn in the world there. But for next turn, we have Luke, Jyn, 2 X-Wing. Oh, man, this is really bad. Because Luke's going to move the Force at most 2. Which means, like, even if the enemy doesn't do anything, I still can't get it on the side, which means the X-Wings won't let me draw. I can't blow up a capital ship if they get one, although I don't think they will. Jyn won't let them, or let me, like, mess with their cards. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. Unless, maybe if one of their cards comes out that lets me gain force. Yeah, that might happen. We'll see if that works. Oh, and crud, yeah. I think I forgot to give them their +1 to get another shuttle at the end of their last turn. I'm, like, 99% sure I did. Okay, which means they're going to have a ton of money to buy stuff this turn. Yeah, they have 5, 9. I think they're getting that Star Destroyer. Definitely seems to be what's going to happen. But no force yet, which is good for me. And yes, no question. They're getting an Imperial Star Destroyer. 7 life and 4 attack. I've really got to blow that thing up. That was 7 of their money. They can't get a Duro Spy. Yeah, so they'll just buy an Outer Rim Pilot. Then they've got 2 attack, but the Duro Spy doesn't give them anything they want, and they can't defeat Chewbacca, so they're just going to attack me and get 2 damage on my base. The Stormtrooper goes back to the muster. This one's exiled. Yeah, they've got a capital ship coming, a bunch more force. Yeah. Oh, and this advances. Oh, no, they get back up to max force. Yeah, making my plan even tougher. Although I think I did figure out a way to make this happen. So I want to have the force before I play Jyn, or before I use the abilities of Jyn or the X-Wing, playing them as separate. So yeah, I'm going to play Luke, which gets me 2 force immediately. I don't care about his destroying capital ship ability yet. There we go, it's there. And then I don't want Luke to attack Boba Fett because whenever you attack people, you can put them in groups, and you need to do at least this much damage. So if I had Luke attack for 6, I'd be wasting some against Boba Fett. So I'm going to have the Rebel Trooper and the X-Wing. I haven't used the X-Wing's ability yet. That's a separate thing. So even though he's attacking, I can still draw a card. That'll kill Boba Fett and get me 3 resources and 2 force. There we go. The force is what I wanted because that gets it to my side. So now X-Wing's ability to draw, this X-Wing's ability to draw. You give me 2 more cards. Ooh, my Hammerhead Corvette and another Rebel Trooper. So only these guys have attacked. Let's kind of push them off to the side since I already used their ability too. And the X-Wing, I've used its ability. Let's use Jyn Erso's. I can look at the opponent's hand, and if the force is with you, place 1 card from their hand on top of their deck. In this case, it just means I get to delay one of my choice. Do I care more about them getting 2 force? Or do I care more about getting rid of their Blockade Runner? Yeah, let's get rid of the 2 force, I think. Oh, and I'm playing the Hammerhead Corvette. Unfortunately, unlike the enemy, when you play a capital ship and it has resources printed on it, you don't get them until the start of your next turn. So I just have 3 resources and a crud ton of attack. Man, can I just blow up their base? 2, 5, 11, 15. I think I can, yeah. Yep, 14. So again, it's not always like the best plan to fast play, but heck, it's getting me 1 planet from victory. This part, though, is very sad. I've got 3 money, and I can't quite afford Chewbacca. I want a Duro Spy. They're usually going to give me the Force, so I guess it's better than an Outer Rim Pilot, so sure, I'll buy the Spy. And there's Baze Malbus, but he's probably going to get killed by the enemy in a second. And I can't afford anything else, so I am done. But it was a good turn. The Force is briefly on my side. Let's see what I got for next turn. Oh my god, a lot of shuttles. My Stow Speeder. Oh gosh, it's like the worst hand ever. Well, it's okay. They're certainly by a lot, though. Okay, so these things come down. So the Blockade Runner will hang out here until I blow it up for 4, and then it gets exiled. So they still only get 1 use out of it, but it's kind of like it's blocking use, and it will actually give its resources to them immediately, so it's better than when I use it. Okay, so these ones I'll flip. Yeah, they're going to have a great turn the following turn. They're getting 1, 5, so 6 resources. They're getting 1 force from the Mystic, because they always prefer that if they're not already winning the force. Or not even if they're not winning. I think it's not if it's all the way over. And they're going to have 3 attack in a second, but first they have 6 to spend. Oh, wow, it's pretty much all mine again. They can't afford the Sail Bard, so they're going to get the Mercenary for 4. You got 2 left, and an Outer Rim Pilot. Wow. And then, yeah, 3 attack. So they can't kill the Snow Speeder because it won't give them anything. They can kill Baze Malbus to get them another force. Bye, buddy. Oh, and actually, that only took the 2 from the Stormtrooper because they try to be as economical as they can. So the other 1 from the Blockade Runner is going to go on my Hammerhead Corvette since it's blocking my base. Both of these are starter cards. They'll come back, but again, the Blockade Runner's chilling until I can kill it, which I think I should be able to immediately, thankfully. All right, my turn. The Force is not with me again, although this turn it doesn't matter. Getting 2 money from the Hammerhead Corvette because it survived, which is awesome. And I can get 3 more from these. Oh, the Snow Speeder, if I use it, will make my opponent discard a card, which will again be their lowest value, so Stormtrooper's hanging out. Gosh, the Star Destroyer by itself does 4 damage every turn. I'm really hoping I draw some big combat cards when that comes out. Now, speaking of combat, I don't really care what they have in the row. I'm going to do 4 attack, blow up the Blockade Runner. I don't want it to hang out and help them every turn. Yeah, so all I've left is money. I mean, I could exile this to blow up a capital ship, but that's silly. So I've got 5 for Cassian, 4 for Chewbacca. If I had not blown up their capital ship, I could have killed the TIE Fighter, gotten to 6, and gotten to the Mon Calamari Cruiser, which is the best ship they have, best capital ship, 6 life and 3 attack every turn, not quite as good as a Star Destroyer. So Chewbacca is 5 attack, and if you have another unique card, which has a little star next to their name in play, you get to draw a card. I don't have that many, right? I think only Luke. Or no, I guess Lobot too. And then Cassian is, when Cassian defeats a target in the Galaxy row, your opponent discards 1 card from their hand, and he's also 5 attack. So yeah, I guess the enemy will want to kill both of them. They can kill Chewbacca, which would get them 3 force with their Star Destroyer. I'm just looking. And they can't kill Cassian, which means, if I buy a Cassian, they'll blow up Chewbacca and get a ton of force, but they won't blow up my Hammerhead Corvette, and I'll still have it for next turn. So yeah, I think I'm going to let Chewbacca die and buy Cassian for all 5. And I'm going to pray that I get a lot of attack. No. Oh, that's good. X-Wing. Temple Guardian, meh. Come on. Yes, okay, now I should have enough to blow up their Star Destroyer, which is what I really cared the most about. Darn it. I'm like 90% sure I didn't move this again, right? I think I didn't. Okay. I don't think I did. So we'll move it now. All right, so they've got Keldor guys, so they're getting a ton of force. I mean, like a ton of force. Which actually means they won't blow up Chewbacca because they won't care about the force. Oh, well. And then they've got a whole bunch of dudes coming next time. Okay, resources. They got just 2, 5, 7. Force, they get 2. Which, yeah, doesn't mean that they're not going to care about blowing up my guys if they only give force, only if they also gave resources. Okay, and they can buy 7 worth. That is 7, but they prefer capital ships at all times, so they're going to buy the blockade runner for 4. Oh, and then a Sea Rock cruiser for 3. So they're going to have a lot of defense in a second. Oh, we got Jabba and his sail barge. So that was all the resources. Attacking, just the Star Destroyer attacking for 4. And yeah, they don't care about the Snow Speeder. They no longer care about Chewbacca because they want to gain force when they already have the max. So they'll do 3 damage left to my Hammerhead to blow it up and 1 to my base. And then these guys are exiled. They would gain 1 force from the Outer Rim guy, but they're already at max. So boo-boo. Oh my god. Wait, did I forget? Yeah, I did. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. They would have had the Death Star. That's what the 16 one that they use is. And basically at the start of each of their buying phases, they can spend 4 to blow up a capital ship. So hold on a second. Let's redo some of this. So they would have spent 4 to blow up my thing, which means the Star Destroyer wouldn't have needed to attack it. And then they could not have bought this. What would they have bought? So first the Blockade Runner was there. The Sea Rock came after it. So they would have bought the TIE Fighter for 1. Okay, and then the Sea Rock would have been there, and Jabba's not there yet. And they would have 2 left to buy this guy. So, okay, I'm all right with that. I guess we should shuffle Jabba back in, just to be fair. But that means the other 3 damage they used to destroy my Hammerhead Corvette would have actually gone on my base. And now it's only got 4 left. Oh, I'm not forgetting this time. 1 advancement. All these come down. And these... Oh, wait, no. That's later. I don't do that. I do advance that, though. But yeah, the Death Star lets you once per turn spend 4 money to blow up a capital ship. So that's what they did, and that's what they're going to do every turn. The bold means it'll last for the rest of the game until I blow that up for 16. But honestly, I'm okay with that because my Royal Transport is only 2 life, so if they waste 4 resources to blow it up, I'm not too worried. Okay, let's see. I think I'll use the Temple Guardian first to gain 1 force, so it's not all the way on their side, and that way when I play the Duras Spy, because I'd rather them give me force, I'll get another force. Still not going to be enough for the Jin X-Wing stuff to work out. So I've got 2 money. I could repair my base or get another money. We'll hold on that for a second. I'm definitely doing 7 damage with Jin and the X-Wing to the Star Destroyer, so that it is gone, thank God. And then, how much attack are they going to do next turn? Looks like a lot. Yeah, they'll have 6, 8. So I think they'll be able to kill my base regardless. So instead of repairing it, then we're going to get a 3rd money and buy a capital ship, maybe. All right, let's see how that works out. But yeah, no Jin powers, no X-Wing powers, no Force. Sadness. Oh, thank God, even greater sadness. My next turn is going to be terrible. I'm going to have, no attack. Oh, this is not good. All right, now with my terrible turn, let's go over to the dark side. All right, so they are getting 1 force from that guy. Well, I guess, let's do this in order. So first they gain resources, which is 2, 7. Okay, and then they're going to spend 4 of them to blow up my little tiny ship, which I'm 100% fine with, because I don't think that was more important for them to do. And then they're gaining force from their 1 guy. And, all right, we go to purchasing for 3. And they can't afford anything except a scout trooper, leaving them with 1. Oh, and they got a Jawa scavenger. That's good for them. Okay, and then attack. We know it's a lot. 2, 4, 8. Oh, darn it. I think I was wrong. Oh, they actually want to kill the X-Wing for 3 because they prefer resources over force, so that's not great. That would use their Corn Mercenary, we'll say, which means they're about to have Darth Vader. Oh, no. And they still have 4 attack left, which is enough to kill me. Oh, my gosh. And Darth Vader's about to come out. Because, yeah, they moved this 3. They gained the leader. I could have attacked him for 8 attack. I kind of forgot about that. Since I didn't, he's going to be coming straight into play next turn. 2 force, and if the force is with them, he becomes a 10 attack instead of a 6. Oh my gosh, it's not great. Okay, and the Outer Rim pilot is going to get them to full force. They're keeping those 3 guys. Yeah, again, not what I want to see right before my cruddy little turn I'm going to have here. So what do I have? I want to look at the high value ones. I think Yavin 4 is my best chance. So it's 16. Whenever I make them discard a card, I have to have a few things to do that. They have to take 2 damage to their base. The other one I was looking at was Hoth, which is a 14, but subtracts 2 damage each turn, so it could be like a 16 or an 18. I mean, maybe. Either way, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Yavin. But yeah, I definitely should have healed my previous base last turn with the ship, because then I would have survived. Darn it. It's okay. All right, so interestingly, they will choose to discard a card because they want to keep the force fully with them. And luckily for us, it's the TIE Fighter, so they're only going to do 10 damage. That's really not that much better with Darth Vader. And then I've got 5 money and 2 attack. Well, okay. And I am about to shuffle, so I guess I could get this. I mean, stopping them from getting defense and me getting defense seems like the smartest thing, so I'll spend 4 for that. Then I'll waste my last one. And I've got 2 attack, gonna hit Endor. Yeah, so I need to do 14 more, and then we can survive. But this certainly was not the dream team to do that. Ooh, but look at my next turn. Oh, this is good. I'm gonna have Luke. And then with Lobot, I should be able to get the Force back on my side between the two of them, get an extra card there, destroy... Well, I guess he doesn't have any capital ships. Either way, we might have a chance. Oh, man, I'm not getting any defense. He's going to slam my base, and I'll still be totally exposed next turn. Yeah, so I might lose here. But hey, let's see what happens. Okay, Darth and the Outer Rim Pilot coming down, and then so much stuff coming out here. That is a lot of attack. Well, actually, not nearly as much as what Darth Vader is going to do. Okay, resources, 2 + 5 is 7. Force, they're already at... Oh, that's right. They should have one more resource from the Force, so they're at 8. Oh, and they don't bounty hunt once they've gotten Darth Vader anymore, so all their attack is going to go toward my base, which is 10 from Darth Vader. But first, they're buy another Star Destroyer for 7, leaving them with 1. And extra resources don't matter at all anymore now that they have their leader. And yeah, just 10 straight up to my base here. Now I wish I had picked Hoth. And sadly, Darth Vader becomes like a starting card and will keep on coming back forever until I'm dead, which will probably be really soon, because I don't think I can take their next attack. All right, I just gotta hope here. Okay, so Luke will get me 2 Force. Scooting over a little bit so you can see it. Boom. Outer Rim Pilot gets me 2 money. I'll exile him to get 1 more Force, which is not enough. So I do need to use Lobot as 2 Force instead of 2 attack if I want my X-Wing to let me draw something. Okay, so let's use Lobot as 2 more Force. Let's use the power of the X-Wing, not attacking yet. Come on, something good. I don't think that's enough. Oh, it can repair me. Ooh, this might be actually my saving grace right here. And I got 1 more money. So I got 3 money. I'm going to repair my base too. So now I've got 8 life left and 2. So they'd have to do 10 damage. They're definitely not doing that this turn. Okay, we might have a chance here. Luke's power doesn't matter at all. There are no capital ships. So I have 6, 9 attack, 3 resources. So no question about it. The 9's going here. That'll leave them with only 5 left. I don't think they have any capital ships coming, so yeah. Okay, that's great. So they won't have any defense either. If I can just survive this turn, I should be able to kill them before the Death Star or the Star Destroyer comes out. Oh, speaking of the Death Star, though, they're gonna blast my little transport, and then I might still die. But the healing definitely helped. Ooh, wait. Haha, forget about this. Fang Fighter. When you purchase this unit, add it to your hand, and then draw a card if the Force is with you. I have exactly 3. Oh my gosh. So we can just kill them. What do they have left? Only 5? That's 3 attack. Come on. No, that's... He can be 1 attack. You know, what the heck? I'll just get the Force instead. So 3 more attack, though. Leaves him with 2 life left. Come on. All right. We're fine. I just need to do 2 attack. So, I mean, I think that should be easy. Okay, that can blow up a capital ship if they did manage to get one. There we go. That's 2 attack by itself. So, yeah, even if they had the Star Destroyer out with the Hammerhead, I would not be in trouble. So I should be good unless I die. What do I have? I have 8 out of 16. I can take 8 damage. Here we go. Moment of truth. Didn't really count. Okay, Scout Troopers are money. 2, 4, 6. Even if they use the Inquisitor, which they won't because they want the Force. Yes. Okay, and then they'll have Darth Vader and a Star Destroyer. I certainly would not survive that round. Okay, so gaining resources. They've got 4 + 5, 9. They spend 4 to blow up my little rebel thing, leaving them with 5. And the Inquisitor's giving them 1 Force. Okay, and then 5. They'll buy this guy. 4. And that's all they can afford. And then again, 2, 4, 6. Yes. Wow, so if I'd not gotten that 2 healing, I would have been dead. 2, 4, 6. Unbelievable. And yeah, I think that'll be all she wrote. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! By the way, who comes back? The Stormtroopers and the Inquisitor, and that's it. So right before the Death Star can shoot the hidden base on Yavin 4, like literally, this is like in A New Hope. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm doing 4 attack, or geez, even my Duro Spy, if they discarded something, would take 2 damage from the Yavin ability. That is more than enough. So yeah, this is kind of like Return of the Jedi and A New Hope at the same time. We destroy the new Death Star on Endor before the old Death Star can shoot Yavin 4. I guess, who knows, we won. But literally, the next turn, actually, they wouldn't have had the Force. So Darth would have given them, they would have had 10 attack. No friggin' way could I have survived that. So there you go. That was not my solo variant. It's by, again, Robert J. Azure Death. I'll have the link in the video description. I think this one works great. I like how they did it. I've seen other variants that kind of like, probably what I would have done, make like the cards kind of do the regular thing and just have priorities. But this is kind of a cool way to keep the turns more consistent, keep like the money coming out. Them always getting Darth Vader is very scary. And they have ways to increase the difficulty. I mean, clearly I won by the skin of my teeth here, but you can give them more starting shuttles or fewer if you want an easier game, so they're just not buying as much cool stuff. So yeah, I think it works great. So thanks for watching, everybody. This is a fun deck builder. It is very derivative of Star Realms and Hero Realms and other things, but I do like the addition of the like attacking the row. And my son has been loving it competitive, so I think it'll be sticking around my house for quite a while. But yeah, good gaming, everybody, and I'll see you at the next stop.